Reality recap.
And hi, everyone. Yes, I know you have the reunion. Yes, we have 2 more episodes. And then we have the reunion, of course.
I look like the slave. I look like a mom. She was like, you the one that look like you got a high body count hair. I fell the fuck out, y'all.
Candace, has Deborah reached out to you to apologize after the episode aired showing Chris did not flirt with her?
She wouldn't dare. She would get eaten for breakfast.
Oh boy.
No, she's doubling down.
Why would you go meet with Ray J without talking to Princess or letting her know why? Like, she's trying to justify that she told her after the fact and not supposed to make it.
What do you think of your ex-husband Jim coming out and saying you did not try to stop him from suing Shannon and Tamara?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, if his memory is a little foggy about what transpired back then, that's okay. However, he did admit that I had nothing to do with the...
Reality recap. Reality recap.
Y'all can't hear me. Hey, happy hump day. It's your girl B with Reality Recap here for another live Tea Talk session. We are streaming live right now across Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The chats are open. You guys know why we're here. We are here to talk about last night's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Let's take care of some business first before we get started. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's coming across the screen. Reality 2876 is how you find me on YouTube. The link to my channel is also in my bio on Instagram, on Facebook, and on TikTok. And make sure you're following me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok at reality_recap. On TikTok, it is reality_recap2. Because they banned my other account and I'm slowly trying to build my followers back up. So make sure you support and make sure you're in the know with all the hottest reality news. All right. So hit those like buttons as well. Hit those hearts. Make sure that you like this video, please. Hit those hearts, please. I appreciate you. While we get into the mess known as Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, I'll give you my unsolicited thoughts. Again, make sure you comment and let me know your thoughts on the episode in the comments. I will show the comments up here. Let me put that on. But before we do, let's just get into Love and Hip Hop news, right? There's so much going on, especially with Rashida and Kirk. I mean, last week it started off as funny trending for Rashida and Kirk, where we had K. Michelle singing Rashida got bags all over the place at her concert. She did it once. Kirk got online and posted Rashida's record sales versus, or not even record sales, like Spotify listeners against K. Michelle's. K. Michelle fired back with her own shady response. And it was all fun and games. All of you guys have been laughing about, yes, her husband and girl. Her career is over. But yeah, it started off as funny banter that we were just laughing at. And it quickly turned a whole nother way and got real serious real quick. Over the weekend, rapper T Hood was unalived at an Atlanta home. This is said to be the boyfriend of Kirk's biological daughter, Rashida's stepdaughter, right? T Hood's family got online over the weekend. I don't even know if these were his real sisters or not, but people claiming to be his sisters, family members, got online and started accusing Kirk and Rashida's daughter of having something to do with this young man's murder. So I saw the post and everything. I put them online for you guys on my Instagram and Facebook so you can see them. And their daughter's name is Kelsey Frost. But I put them up. They were alleging that there was some type of, and also the police report said there was a verbal dispute is how it started, that there was a verbal dispute allegedly between T Hood and Kelsey. The family members alleged that Kelsey called her brothers. They got into some type of altercation. allegedly. This story is still developing, so you're gonna hear me say allegedly a lot. But allegedly she calls her brothers. They came over, and one of her brothers allegedly shot and unalived T Hood. Now that is what. Oh my goodness, the rain is coming down. But that is what uh family members of T Hood was saying. Then she did even have pictures from the scene or video from the scene of the two brothers involved, or at least one of them was in the video that was shown, was Kirk's oldest son, Kirk Jr. And they said the other alleged suspect had left the scene, which was Kai Frost. That is the son of both Rashida and Kirk. We've seen them on the show. We've seen Kelsey on the show. We've seen Kai on the show. We've seen Kirk Jr. on Love and Hip Hop. So that's how, it all started. Kelsey got online, put a very long post up that I thought was not a smart idea. She even said a lot of people, said that she shouldn't address it, but she made it clear in her post that she didn't necessarily point the finger in so many words, but she was saying that, she doesn't condone what happened. She did not call her brothers. The story that's being painted of her is absolutely false. And that, she is hurt and mourning the loss of her, the love of her life, but that she had nothing to do with it as far as calling anybody to come help her. After that, yesterday, police officially named Kai Frost as their number one suspect in this murder case. Then I need to do a video and I'm gonna put it up on my page. But then another report came out from Fox News Atlanta that's saying, as well as TMZ today, that now it's being investigated as a self-defense case. They also said that Kai is actually cooperating with the police and answering all questions. So the story is all over the place. But now it's being investigated as a self-defense case. And we'll see if what happens, if Kai faces any charges or court hearings. We'll see what happens. The story is still developing. But at this point, they're saying that it's being looked at as an investigation. A self-defense case. And it also said that because, Kelsey was saying that it was a verbal argument. The first early report said it was a verbal dispute. But then this last report that was coming out saying that it's a self-defense case says that there were injuries sustained by Kelsey and that it was more than just a verbal dispute or a verbal altercation. So the story, like I said, is still developing. The police, Gwinnett County Police, are still investigating, but it turns out now it seems to be it's investigated as self-defense. So we'll see, was Kai and his brother defending themselves against T Hood? We don't have that here in New Jersey. Ain't no self-defense laws here in New Jersey. Whether you was defending yourself or not, we don't have those laws here, but apparently they do in Georgia. That's how Medea said Georgia. So yeah, that's what's going on right now with the Kirk Frost, Rashida Frost family. Tragic events happening. Their son is very young. This young man was very young, which seems to be, I don't know his music, but a rising rapper in Atlanta. So just sad news all around. Nova said, thank you for checking on Facebook. Said, what's killing me is I don't know if it was protection or not the way they're carrying on. Right. It's so up in the air. It's so many different stories. So the best thing to do is, I'll keep following the story. I'll keep you guys updated. And as, the investigation continues and concludes, I'll definitely share more details. Right. And they're saying, did he hit her or not? Yet to remain. Some reports say yes. Earlier reports say no. Later reports say yes, and she sustained injuries. Another great question, Nova. Well, how did they know to show up? Were they already there? No, the reports don't say if she called them or not. It just says that they came to the home. So it doesn't really make sense because from what I'm reading, allegedly, it seems like T Hood was at his own residence with Kelsey. It's not like it, one again, same thing. Like one report says that he was at his home and Kelsey was there and they had the altercation, but it doesn't say how the brothers showed up in any of them. Some reports say that they were at the Frost home and they just, the brothers may have just happened to come home. It's all over the place. So, I'll keep you posted what's out there from reports, credible sources only. But there's so much back and forth with this right now. But great questions. All right. Now let's get into the episode. If we want to talk about one more thing before we get into the episode, we know Yandy in this episode was talking about the scandal that I brought to you guys about her best friend or ex-stylist that was going off online saying that she's cheated on Mendici. She had him, what do they call it when it's a guy? Is it just a mister and not a mistress? I'm gonna roll with that. She had a mister on the side. He posted hotel pictures saying this is where they stayed when they went to London for, she used the stylist's birthday to, mask the fact that she was going over to London for this trainer. The trainer himself actually came out and spoke out about having the relationship with her that lasted for quite some time. He alluded to, in my opinion, that it was a physical relationship. We know in the episode that she said that it was just emotional. I don't necessarily believe that, but we'll get into that. But the ex-stylist, after seeing last night's episode, went to Instagram today to let everybody know that he will be doing a tell-all interview. He didn't say with who. I was hoping it's Carlos King, but we'll see more. Some of you said you don't care at this point. You guys are turned off. Some of you in the comments are turned off by someone that was a best friend telling all their ex-best friends' business. I'm totally right there with you. He was addressing that in the video, saying like, how y'all gonna say that? And that's not true. I should be able to tell my truth. She talking about me on the show. But tell your truth, not her truth, bro. Whatever happened in y'all relationship or why y'all not talking, talk about that. But telling all her business, that's just crazy work. If you really cared about somebody and was best friends with somebody, if something happened and then you move on, but telling all their business is crazy work. Somebody said it best in the comments that clout chasing is a sickness, and I totally agree. So yeah, we'll have to see more on that, but I will keep you posted on the interview, if it comes out and there's clips. If I can view it, I will provide you clips of pertinent information so you are aware, right? So let's get into the episode. We started off where we left off from last week with young Jock attending court for a bail hearing for his brother. His brother is being held pretty much for child endangerment. His brother, who we've seen on the show in the past, has had some struggles with substance abuse, had a fire in his home that seemed to be, from what I read online, an electrical fire, but they were unsure, investigating how the spark start or the fire itself started from the electrical fire. But three of his children, or all of his children, all three children, sadly passed away in the fire. The brother was there or tried to save the children and almost lost his life in doing so. He wasn't charged right away, but later was charged and imprisoned and was looking to get a bail hearing. So the mother of the children, Kendra, as well as Jock, attended the bail hearing, and he actually did get bail. Bad news was that the bail was $100K per child. So pretty much like $300,000 is what they wanted for his bail for him to come home. And Jock talked about how, he doesn't have money just laying around like that to go and pay a bail. I'm assuming that Georgia still has bail, like the 10%, because we ain't got that here in Jersey either. We ain't got no self-defense laws, and we don't have bail anymore. You can't go pay 10% of nobody's bail. Then we don't have no bails, bondsmen, none of that. You got to pay whatever it is to get out. If it's 1,000, if it's 5,000, you have to pay it in full, in cash, and then you will get it back if they go to court. So we don't have that here either, but it seems like he was saying, like, I don't have $30,000 to just give away. He, Jock got hella kids. He got his own child support from all these kids he done had. He's married. He's not rapping and making new songs and platinum hits and all of that. So he was hesitant on how he was going to make that work. It was yes, very tragic. Thank you for checking in on Instagram. But yeah, just for say, I wish we had that in Texas. Yeah, Jersey don't have. We used to have that in Jersey many, many moons ago, but not anymore. That 10%. You go in, you only one way you getting out, and paying it in full is it. Hey, Lily, thank you for checking in. Yes, I'm doing well. I hope you are too. I haven't done a live since I didn't do Love After Lockup from Saturday's episode. I owe you guys that episode. I did do 2 pre-recorded episodes that are on my YouTube channel. I recapped Love and Marriage Huntsville. And what else did I recap? It was a Real Housewives of Miami last week's episode. So those are out. We're doing this live today. But I do owe you guys a recap of Real Housewives of Orange County last week, as well as Saturday's Love After Lockup. I might just leave Love After Lockup and do another, I'll do it this weekend with a new episode. Because it really wasn't that much to me going on, just foolishness. But that's why you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys, so you see pre-recorded and live. But yeah, talking about Jock. He's trying to figure out how he's going to get this money up to get his brother out. So we'll see more about that. Jasmine and some of the girls go to Dallas to see Erica Banks perform. That's her hometown. And they also get to meet Erica Banks' girlfriend. And she tells them that, her girlfriend will be meeting. She's not only there for her show, but her girlfriend will be meeting her family. And she comes from a background where her father is a pastor. She grew up in the church, and she's not too sure on how they're going to take their relationship, which seems to be getting pretty serious. And this girl wants to marry Erica. No shade, but I do know, in my opinion, and don't call me stereotypical, but lesbian relationships move very fast. Like, they go from in a relationship be moved in together within the first month of knowing each other. So it doesn't surprise me that they're moving quickly and want to get married. It is a red flag that this girl is also a rapper. I'm always leery. Like, I really be caring about these reality TV stars. And I just feel like sometimes they don't do their due diligence on who they're dating, making sure they, background check, understand their intentions, because it's just not coincidental that everybody is a rapper dating a rapper on Love and Hip Hop. Like, in some cases, you have to wonder, most cases, all cases, are they really with me because they like me or love me, or are they looking to advance their career? I said the same thing about Ray Face, same thing about this girl Erica is dating. I don't really understand. I really don't understand why they don't do their due diligence. Maybe they don't look at themselves as like high profile celebrities, but still, you're a TV personality. I would really want to ensure that somebody's intentions are good. You can never be too sure, but that's why you date people for a while, right? To get to know their intentions. That's why you keep things private for a while, to get to know their intentions. But I feel like this is also a waste of time in my opinion, just because I don't think Erica's with this girl present day. I don't see her wearing a ring. I don't, this girl is not in any of Erica's social media presence. We know that Erica was recently locked up for having a little Smith and Wesson. She had a little pum, a little 22 called Peggy Sue in her LV book bag when she went to the airport, and it was registered as stolen. And she was apprehended at the airport, but she says that, or alleges that, the gun was her security guards. So she was released, I think next day. By the next morning she was released. She'll have to show in court for it. But yeah, even at that, like when she was released, there's no signs of her getting released to this girl or anything like that. So I hate getting invested in a storyline that we know present day is not really happening, in my opinion. So we'll see, but it's just red flags here. Speaking of what's not happening in present day, I'm telling y'all, I really feel like Yandy and Mendices are not really together. I do. I feel like this is all storylines to get a check, to increase their social media presence and money they make off Snapchat and TikTok and Instagram and all of that. There's no way y'all playing these games with each other in real life and talking about y'all still trying to stay together. That's just how I feel. Like this has to be some type of business partnership of playing these roles on this show. I just don't believe, because you're not taking marriage seriously, in my opinion. I just don't believe it. And then on top of that, Yandy dropped a movie seemingly mirroring what we're seeing on the Love and Hip Hop show right now. She dropped a movie. So I was just, well, I ain't gonna say she dropped a movie or she's in a movie, but did you guys see this? I'm gonna put it right here. This Secret Scores and Scandals, starring Yandy Smith Harris and Travis Cure. And they did a world premiere about 2 days ago, right before this episode dropped. There was a world premiere at a theater in Atlanta. So I'm just like making a mockery of things here. And I'm just not sure I really believe that they're together. Just to say, I agree. Their conversation seems so staged. Yeah, like awfully calm for the stuff that this best friend is saying. I wouldn't even put it past the best friend being involved in it as well. But I just, yeah, I agree with you. Way too calm for the conversation they have. There's a man out here saying that he slept with your wife. There's a woman out here with voice notes and saying that she slept with your husband, unprotected sex, and y'all just sitting at a brewery, at a coffee shop, talking about it so calmly. Yeah, right. Maybe, maybe not. I'm a crash out queen. I don't know. But yeah. Huh? Not making sense to me. Yeah. They filmed the movie almost 2 years ago, but they're dropping it now. And according to this London trainer guy, that happened about 2 years ago. Just saying. So, did you really hide out in the open and mirror yourself in a movie, and now you're premiering it in Atlanta when this comes out? I don't know. Pookie Bay, thank you for checking in. Just food for thought. But I'm not sold on them being this couple that they want to reconcile after this. You think they have an arrangement like Will and Jada? Possibly. But that's what it's giving. It's not giving, I'm so sorry I made a mistake and I want to make, it's giving storyline to me. But let's get into it. So Yandy is on our screen last night. She crying because the scandal has dropped with the best friend, alleging that she was cheating on men DC's. And I did not believe what she was saying. I did not believe that she really didn't know, or it was so minuscule, the reason why her and the stylist were not still talking. And he even mentioned that in the video today where he's saying that he's doing a tell-all interview. But she was like, I don't know why he's so upset. Um, I just felt like he was a little bit too involved with what was going on with me and Mendices. And I told him I needed some space. And he just went off. And the producer's like, that's all that happened. I'm telling you, that's all that happened. I don't believe that, number one. So we'll see what he says in his tell-all interview. But he mentioned that, like, she mentioned my name and trying to make like I tried to break up her family. That's not the case. I was actually trying to keep it together. It just seemed like whatever happened between him, he started maybe insinuating that he was going to spill some tea. And then she tried to separate from him. And that didn't go too well. So I just didn't believe that nothing happened, that he's going off the way he, because it was like post after post after post. He kept telling her business and telling more of her business and tagging Rashida and putting receipts out there and pictures. That's a lot for y'all to do, for you to just say, I just told him I needed some space. What did you need this space for? There's more to that I feel like she's not really telling us. Her body language as well, when she said, I'm telling you nothing, it just seemed a little suspect. But yeah, she had her little tears going. And she also telling us that when the producers asked her, did she cheat on Mendices, she says that she had an emotional infidelities, that basically it wasn't physical. Y'all believe that? I'm just wondering, do you believe that? Jeffro said, timing is everything. This isn't a coincidence. They said that they had a monogamous relationship. Truth be told, y'all, real quick, I still can't find no marriage certificate for Yandy and Mendices. Y'all know back when they was in New York and they did the whole wedding on the show that, it came out and they hadn't, officially got married. Mendice's baby mama told that information. She never signed the paperwork. She's saying that she didn't sign it or send it off after the marriage, after the wedding ceremony, because he was going to prison for his, past wrongdoings, and she didn't want that to end up on her. But they don't take anybody else's restitution and put it on anybody else. Your restitution belongs to you. They don't put it on your spouse or relatives. It belongs to you. They don't do that. But that's what she said. We know we saw another wedding out in, was it in Dubai, right? They went to Dubai and got married again. Still no marriage certificate. Cannot locate one in Atlanta or in New York. I'ma just be honest. I ain't saying they ain't married. All I'm saying is, y'all, I can't locate a marriage certificate. So that's number one, and why I feel like they playing with us. I already said I don't believe that her and the best friend's beef was just that minimal. And I do not believe that her infidelity was just emotional. The trainer came out and did an interview with Tasha K. He posted about it one time. Handsome man, I will say that. Very handsome man, but that's neither here nor there. But I was like, all right, you're a little upgrade from Mendices, if you ask me. Look like you're tall. We know Mendices is not. But yeah. Pookie Bag, when she talked about it on the show back then, it was more so because he was going to jail and he had the legal dealings and, lawyers and restitution, and she was making like she didn't want that to fall on her. I've never known Mendices to be behind in child support because the children were staying with Yandy. Lil Mendices was staying with Yandy. So I've never known him to be behind in any child support. It was more so his restitution and his cases and money he had to pay back is why she said that she didn't sign it. But again, they don't put restitution on other people. So that's what I know for it to be. I was trying to look back and see when I posted it, what was that he said, but I know in the interview it definitely okay, he said, this is the guy that Yandy was allegedly messing with. It says, out of respect for everyone involved, I've stayed silent as the internet did what it does. But to be clear, yes, I was involved with Yandy, and it wasn't just a one-time situation. It happened over a period of time. I'm not here to argue, defend, or point fingers. I take responsibility for my part, and I'm moving forward privately. I won't be speaking on this again. Respectfully, let's all move on. But then he did an interview. And he talked about how they met in different countries. It was a physical relationship, all of the above. But he old good looking London trainer. I mean, if Mandisa was really running out here acting like he was single, she got a lick back. City girls up 100 points. I don't know what you want from me. I don't know what you want from me. But yeah, so I don't believe that it was just emotional infidelity. Mendices in that conversation to me sound like he was over it, y'all. He's more talking like he's trying to get her to separate. He's like, you always be my family. I always love you. But we're not doing any good to each other. We keep hurting each other. We're hurting the kids. Really need to make a decision here. But I always love you. It sounded like to me he been checked out anyway. Wasn't wearing a ring. When she brought him the new ring, he huffing and puffing, acting like he ain't want to put it on. But he's giving like, girl, I want to be outside. I want to be outside. I'm already out there. I just want to be left alone. I don't want to have to cheat out loud he wanted to do his thing. That's what it was given to me. Again, okay, y'all agreeing, y'all saying. Look at me say, Yandy def touched it. Yeah, I definitely think she did do a lot more than just touch it. I think she inserted it too. But that's what it was given. Like, man, Deese's trying to let her down, like, And then even when she was saying like, I would never talk about you bad. I'll pick up my bags and leave before I down you to the public. I love you and respect you. And he was like, I prefer the respect. And she was like, well, if I love you, I will respect you. And he was like, keep your love. He ain't say that, but just that's how I was giving. Like, keep your love. I respect you. And, I'll take the respect though. What? No, I love you too. Just I'll always love you. I said, girl, go and get your man from London because this man is playing. But that's what happens. Moving to Atlanta is not a real place. And you gonna move down there, man, he got a little money, you got a little change, he on the TV show. He don't want to come back inside. So just go on to London and get your man, girl. I ain't mad at you. Pookie Bay says she needs to get back to London and man and tell Wendy's exactly, Pookie Bay. Hey, Lovely Nice. Hi, girl. Exactly, right? He was like, keep the love. I'll take the respect. On to the next set. Atlanta is definitely not the place. Oh, Atlanta is definitely not the place for your relationship. One of my best friends lived in Atlanta after college, and I used to go and visit because that's when Atlanta was really coming on the map. You had T-Pain, you had Usher, and I was going down there to just party, have a good time. And it was wild. Like, my friend, she went on a date and the dude had like a 2-month-old baby. Like, it's just not a real place, you know? Like the boyfriends down there be doing some wild stuff. It's all good. On to the next. I got it. I figured it out. No worries. But yeah, not a real place. But that was like an experience of my life. I used to go down there and have such a good time. Like the clubs, the strip clubs, the food. It's just not a real place for a relationship. Right. Strokers, Blue Flame, that food. I still can't figure out how you go down there and like the DJs, and then at the time his CD, he would be selling CDs of his set right after the show. I don't know how he did that. Somebody tell me. But anyway, different times, but it was fun. Would we say live through me? I led a life you could write a book on. Different times, fun times. But yeah, after that, we see Erica. She take this girl to meet her parents. It goes better than she expects. The girl stuttering, humming and humming, asking her father for her hand in marriage. He approves of it, and they are getting married. Or so they say. I told you I don't think they together, so I'm not interested in that. We then find out Zayn is having a listening party. I don't even know when we found out Zayn was making music, but he has a listening party. Cool. Ashley is there with his mom. They start talking. Ashley, I'm not really interested in their storyline either. I don't feel like they're a good fit for this show. But Ashley, she's trying to bring it. She went and had some fillers in her face. Those look good though. Want to know who the doctor is, but she had some fillers and it wasn't too much. Like they said, it wasn't giving Carly Red. It wasn't giving Ciara's huge lips, but she had some fillers in the face and she looks good. I really do think, and I said this before, that the comments online are getting to her. Rashida embarrassing her in her confessional, talking about her wigs is from early age Love and Hip Hop. She definitely stepped up the wig game, got the curl, got the wine curl going. And, she did some fillers in her face. Cool. Looks great. But I'm not interested in their storyline. So now she's trying to bring Zayn's mother into it because, Zayn's mom is cool with his baby mama that she didn't like, and they try to get into the conversation. The father steps in, Zayn's father steps in and say, like, not the place or the time. We not doing this here. So they end that conversation. Love D Nice said, yeah, their storyline is trash. Exactly. Her feelings look good though. I said I was gonna go to her page because I don't even follow her because it's not even that serious. But I said I was gonna go to her page to see who did them fillers because that looked good. I haven't tried fillers, but it looks good. Jock and Scrappy are at the listening party as well. They, Kirk and Rashida arrive and they are telling Kirk and Rashida what Mandisi's had to say in the previous episode when he was saying, Kirk talking about my peen a lot. Do he want to see my peen? He think I need his side chicks or whatever. Talking about, Jasmine and the whole Jasmine friend, the invisible woman that allegedly was messing with Mandisi's that won't come onto the show or come forward, that imaginary woman. And I didn't hear Mandisi say this, y'all, but they told Kurt and Rashida that Mandisi said, he needs to worry about his main dish because Rashida might want to get with Mandisi's. I don't remember Mandisi saying that. Did I miss that, y'all? Because maybe it was cut out of the clip. I do not recall him saying that about Rashida. But they go stirring the pot and telling Kurt and Rashida that's what Mandisi said. Rashida immediately catches an attitude. Kirk is upset. That's disrespect towards his wife. And then in walks Yandy. Love D Nice said he didn't say that. Yeah, I was like, well, when did he say that? I felt like Portia. Who said that? I couldn't figure that out to save my life. I thought I was going crazy, but thank y'all for letting me know. I'm still crazy, but thank you for letting me know that. So yeah, I was just like, what is going on here? But they mad, and Yandy and Mendici's they across the room. They mad. He got his sunglasses on. He starts saying, I don't know, people play with you like they don't know what you know about them or something like that. And Rashida is ready to leave the party. She's so annoyed. Yeah, Jock and Scrap are really messy together. All they missing is chaotic. He's the third messy one. But yeah, they talking to Mandices. We'll get into that. And just Scrappy's faces, his facial expressions had me cracking up. When he said, because Mandices is on to the next level. He was funny last night. I think Scrappy just be so happy that the heat is not on him with his baby mama slapping her, her pelvic bone out in the driveway or something like that. He'd be so happy that the drama is not on him. He'd be happy to start something up for real. But yeah, everybody's mad, mean mugging each other across the room, but nobody says anything to each other. What are we doing? But Yandy braces herself knowing that she's a topic of conversation on all the blogs and knowing that Kendra Ashley is going to have questions. So, Mandices goes over to talk to Jock and Scrappy. Yandy sits down with Kendra and Ashley just comes out and asks her, like, yo, what's going on? Kendra tried to be nice about it and say, do you have a lawyer? Who asked that? You need a lawyer. Do you have a lawyer? Because I've seen what's been going on online. Like, no, sit her down and say, girl, what the hell is going on? But yeah, she tried to be sweet. And Ashley was like, I'm just gonna come out and ask you what is going on. Cause that sounds like Mandisi's voice. It definitely was him. It definitely was his account. He's admitted to that. But again, I felt like Gandhi lied this entire this entire episode. But she is saying that the voice notes were Mandisi's. It's absolutely him, but he never met up with anybody or had sex with anybody. How does she know that? And I felt like maybe they should have rehearsed their stories, because he's over in the corner with Jock and Scrap saying like, her and the best friend just fell out. I don't believe none of that. Apparently you do from the conversation we saw. Then she's over there saying, well, yeah, I was doing me. I had completely checked out. When did you check out? You was over here trying to go to counseling, put a ring back on him, get him back inside. When did you check out? Huh? It's not making sense. But she's saying that, yeah, the voice notes is him, but he didn't actually physically cheat either. I guess his cheating and fidelities were also emotional. Okay, everybody's emotional cheating, right? Um, and saying that the Tasha K post and all of that is absolutely not true. I'm looking at my note chart. I wrote, "This is all some bullshit." I really wrote that. But yeah, that's what she was saying. And like I said, Mandisi's over there like, oh, I don't pay that no attention. That's just what her friend is saying. They had some beef. None to worry about. I don't get it. I don't. I also felt like Mandisi's was kind of incriminating himself when he was talking about Kirk and saying like, I don't dry snitch. I ain't worried about what another man pain is doing. I don't gotta plead the fifth because I'll never take the stand. Okay. So basically, you kiss and don't tell. I don't know what he was trying to say, but it was like, so basically you letting us know this is what you do. And you just want people not to tell on you. Ciara also got online. Y'all saw that. I need to find out. Note to self. But y'all saw Ciara got online and said she had a run-in as well. She alleges that she had a run-in with Mandisi's and his mistress, who she alleges is married herself. The woman that he's allegedly cheating with is also married. She said her name was Angie, and that they had a run-in that didn't go well over the weekend. So, she spilled a little tea as well. But I don't know. This guy, the stylist guy, saying that Ciara got the tea all wrong. So I'm gonna have to see his interview. Love D Nice said he be saying a whole lot of nothing. Yeah. Just like I was like, okay, that his New York talk. I don't plead the fifth. You ain't plead the fifth in that case when you got locked up, though. You ain't plead the fifth. You took a plea. Hello. But anyway, That's neither here nor there. But yeah, we'll see what's going on with them. But I just was like, what a joke. Really wasn't saying much of anything. We get back to Erica wasting our time talking to her daddy, showing her daddy, tattoos. She done went and got this girl name tattooed on her. The girl done tattooed her name. Moving pretty quick. Pretty quick. Just a waste of time. I don't think they're together. Yeah, Love D Nice. You know what was funny about that? Love D Nice on Instagram said that Ciara also kind of apologized to Yandy as well. She mentioned that she had talked to Yandy about it. She apologized and she was a work in progress. What I did not like and what I continue to say about apology behind a paywall. Like some of the pages that saw it, like she after she said that video, she put a link in her story to subscribe to exclusive content, and that's where she put her apology. And then you wonder why nobody came to visit you in the hospital when you tattooed your leg all at once and talking about you almost lost your leg. She do a lot of publicity stunts and a lot of stuff to get money. Yeah, she put her apology behind a paywall. She wanted y'all to subscribe to see her apology. So that's why I didn't post the apology, because I wasn't subscribing to it. I did see it and I just put it in my story because it was on like the shade room and all of that. But yeah, she put a link. She did that video, then put a link in her story for us to subscribe, and that's where her apology was. And a lot of you people, I don't want to say you people, that was rude, but a lot of you guys were saying that why, in the video that she put up talking about this infidelity or Mandisi's out with this mistress, you guys were asking, you were saying, well, she doesn't look pregnant. And I was telling you guys, she's definitely not pregnant. And I guess we found out why in this episode as well. So, in this episode, she miscarried. She talked about having several miscarriages and it taking a toll on her body. A few of you also said in that apology video, and there are some quiet rumors that, allegedly, let me say it again, but there are some quiet rumors about Ciara having a pill addiction. And I know, I didn't want to judge, because even in that scene when they got out the car and was talking, you could definitely tell she was on something, but she had the big bottle of pills and said that, she's trying to stop the cramping. So maybe it was actually prescribed pain pills. But a lot of you said in that video that she looked like she was on some pills then. So quiet as it's kept, there are some rumblings in the street about that. I don't know, if it's true or not. Again, allegedly. But I said that didn't help her case, that scene, at all. But all the best. I know she wants to have a baby with her husband. We'll see how that goes for her. She ends up taking another route. Prayers to her for that situation. But I was just saying that scene did not help her. Pookie Bay, yeah. A lot of people say that from her lives, her cooking lives, it's quiet as it's kept. It's some rumblings about that. So, yikes. But outside of Erica, last thing I'll talk about, watching Kirk and Rashida. It was almost scary. I'm not going to say what's happening to them right now with this whole T Hood case and their sons and daughters. I'm not going to say that's karma at all, but watching them laugh about what Yandy and Mandisi's is going, like, I get their beefing, but that's no different to me than the ex-stylist. They were good friends at one point. And I do agree that Rashida and Kirk didn't, not that they could silence Jasmine, but they didn't speak up for them when y'all supposed to be close friends, and your baby mama is out here telling everybody that I'm in the bars and I'm doing all of this, and y'all don't speak on it. And Kirk does an interview saying like, I don't want to say it, but I don't know. I hear what he doing. I don't know. When you ain't got no clean hands. We've seen all of your scandal. So watching them pop wine or champagne and laugh at them and say, "Oh yeah, her cooch for everybody. Yo, you know, she out here sleeping with everybody. Can't nobody, everybody want my little coochie. Everybody want my little coochie. Who want Rashida coochie? But Kirk. Who want Kirk but Rashida? Y'all can keep that over there. But watching them laugh and at somebody else's scandal and pain with all that they've been through, and then to see what's happening right now was just like, wow. Again, I'm not going to say that's karma, but it was just, the timing was scary to see how that played out and to see them laughing and pointing the fingers like they haven't been the face of scandal on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. It was just nasty work to me. So that's what I had, I wrote that it was just knowing the surroundings, and she talking about somebody want her little bubblegum coochie, y'all. Pookie Bay said, I feel like every time Rashida gets in someone else's business, something in her life blows up. Yep. Lovely Night said it was scary. I said they daughter got that from them. That's why she telling all her brothers now. I'm not making fun, but it was sad to see how Kirk daughter switch up on her brothers. Yeah. I'm sure she was receiving all types of backlash and just overwhelmed. You lose your boyfriend. She say love of her life. And that, what an awkward situation. I don't even know if awkward is the right word to be in, where you are pinned in between the person you love and their family and the world and your brothers. Like, what a situation. So I'm definitely going to keep you guys posted on the outcome of the investigation that the police are now saying is being investigated as a self-defense case. We'll see if that holds up, continues. Again, we don't know all of the story yet, so I will definitely keep you posted. But yeah, guys, that's my thoughts on last night's episode of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Before I get out of here, again, please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's coming across the screen, Reality Recap 2876. The link is in my bio on Instagram, Facebook, and on TikTok. And follow me on Instagram, on Facebook at what you see here on the screen, reality_recap for all the reality news. And on TikTok at reality_recap 2, a number 2 at the end of that. I will be back. Set your alerts. We'll talk about Real Housewives of Orange County. I'm trying to get that in to you guys by tomorrow. Love and Life After Lockup is back. We are talking about that over the weekend. So set your alerts, guys. Thank you for checking in. Hit those like buttons, hit those hearts. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And before I get out of here, as I always say, reality TV stars are humans too. Let's not forget that. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all hump day. It's V with Reality Recap. I will see y'all later. Peace.